Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going over a new product here. If you guys are seeing this video, this product is out now. I've had this one for a while, kind of behind the scenes doing a test and evaluation of it, but it is the MK47 from CMMG. And you can see here, it's a unique little beast. Fires from AK mags, as you can see here, and you've seen throughout the video. Obviously it has some AR controls to it, but there are some differences. It is built from the ground up to be a 7.62 by 3.9 rifle, so that's going to be different alone from a lot of different sort of ARs chambered in this caliber. There's a lot of snazzy little things about it. So far, guys, reliability has been 100%, just like you'd expect from an AK or even a quality AR, that in my opinion. But what we're going to do here is just keep putting some rounds through it. After that, we'll step inside, get into the details on it, the specs, different components, how they're set up, how they work, trigger, all that stuff. But for now, we'll keep seeing if we can make the steel ring and keep testing it out. One thing that's going to attract a lot of people to this rifle is the potential for accuracy increased over, your standard AK platform. So what we're going to do here is test it out. First 3 rounds that we're going to fire are going to be Wolf 124 grain hollow points, just steel case, steel jacketed stuff. After that, we're going to fire 3 rounds of Red Army Standard Elite brass case stuff. It's a very good ammo in terms of 7.629, and we'll see what the groups look like. We got a target downrange at 100 meters. And rifle should be ready to go. Looked like a pretty good group there with the Wolf. Now let's see how the Red Army Standard does. We're out of rounds. There's nothing in the chamber, so one thing to note there is no bolt holdup. In the majority of the magazines I have now, I've replaced with Weapon Tech followers because I prefer bolt hold open, but just something to note there is no bolt hold open feature on there. So when you're out, you're not going to know it. Let's see if we can wring some of that steel down there. Looks like that's not a problem. Interesting results here. It could totally be shooter error, but that Red Army Standard is usually much more accurate than other ammo, but who knows? Every barrel likes different stuff, so it very well could be that this barrel likes Wolf ammo, which for a lot of you guys out there, it's going to be a good thing. But taking a look there at the group from the Wolf, we're looking at right at about 1.25 inches, which is nuts. That is an extremely good group. With the Red Army Standard, we're right at 2 inches. So honestly, either one of those is pretty good for the 7.62 by 3.9. Certainly, I'm not going to complain about either. So it does appear that there is an accuracy improvement with this rifle versus your standard 7.62 by 3.9, I should say, AK. Getting into the details of the rifle, I suppose we'll start up the front end to work our way back. The muzzle brake up front here is their SV muzzle brake. It's very effective in terms of controlling recoil with those large side ports and the 2 holes on top. However, you are going to get some flash and a little bit of blast as well. Sort of depends what you want, but in terms of controlling the recoil, it does a great job. The barrel itself is 4140 steel. It is nitrided both inside and out and marked on the bottom. That nitriding is going to give you a lot of corrosion resistance as well as some surface hardening that's going to help prevent erosion as the round count starts to add up there in your rifle. Who knows, down the road they may offer a 4150 version, don't know, but at the moment it is 4140. And as I've said here on the channel many times, if you can afford to shoot out barrels, generally you can afford to replace them, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. It's US made though as well. It's a mid-length system with the 1 in 10 twist rate, and it does have a low profile gas block as well. The handguard here, I've actually reviewed before in the past. It's a very good handguard. I have one of these on my AR-15 rifles. It is, there are key mod versions, so there's key mod attachment points at both the 3, 6, and 9 o'clock for attaching whatever you may want to. Here we have the BCM Mod 3 vertical foregrip, goes on there seamlessly. The handguard that comes on the rifle is their 15-inch version, and it has a 1913 style rail along the top. And it does match up very nicely here with the upper receiver. No gaps or no spaces in there. The upper receiver is 7075 billet aluminum, as is the lower receiver. The lower receiver's got some unique features, so I guess we'll get into that next. Up front, the lower receiver is radically different than what you're used to seeing on an AR. However, it's done just so that way it can accept any standard AK mag, and it does a good job of fitting a wide variety of mags. It comes with one Magpul PMag, and you can see there it locks in there just fine. It has the large paddle style release that's ambidextrous, has large paddles on both sides, and it also has the standard little tang down here for those of you guys that just can't get away from the AK platform and have to have that. You just hit it and you can release your mags. But it'll fit a wide variety. Like I mentioned, here's a Hungarian tanker, which tends to be a little tight on most of my AKs. It's a little tighter on this one as well, but functions just fine. As I mentioned, it's a little tighter there, but just a wide variety seems to fit. There's a Tula Bakelite mag. And here we have our Yugoslavian mag. Again, all of them fit in there just fine. And you can see how sort of it locks into place and how the milling is to accept the double stack mag there. Moving back, a lot of the things are very similar to what you're going to see on an AR-15. It does accept USGI trigger groups, so this one here has a mil-spec trigger in there, breaks right around 6 pounds. It's crisp, not a lot of creep, but nothing to write home about. There's also a model that's going to come out with the Geissele trigger, so that's going to be an upgrade that's from the factory that a lot of you, I'm sure, are going to like. Your selector switch is the same as any AR-15 out there. If you want to drop one in that's your favorite, like an ambi safety or something like that, you can certainly do that. Grip is a Magpul MOE, and the stock is the Magpul CTR stock. However, the extension, the grip, etc., you can swap them all out for whatever your favorite is from your favorite AR-15 accessory company, and they drop right in. Disassembly of the rifle is fairly straightforward. Just like any standard AR, you just push your pins out, and they are captive pins, so they're not going to come out. You can't lose them out in the field. And remove your lower. Incidentally, the lower there does have a proprietary buffer in there for the MK47, and the upper here doesn't have a forward assist. So pull out your bolt carrier group and your charging handle. We'll set those aside and show you some unique things about this bolt carrier group. On the bottom of the screen, we have the MK47 bolt carrier group compared to a standard AR-15 5.56 bolt carrier group. You can see there's a huge size difference. And like I mentioned earlier in the video, this rifle is built from the ground up to work with AK mags and AK ammunition. Now, if you look at the bolt, you'll see even larger differences there. Just looking at the thickness of the lugs, the size of it, the size of the extractor, I mean, it's just gigantic, and it rips those cases out there and chucks them pretty far, as you'd expect. In terms of specs, the bolt carrier group is 8620 steel, and it is chrome lined in there for good reliability, especially under dirty conditions, if you will. You can check out the staking here on top of the bolt carrier as well. The bolt itself is 9310 steel. It is not MP nor HP tested, at least from what I'm told. However, it is heat treated, so should be just fine down the road, but I know some folks are going to be concerned about that. The cam pin here, something unique about it that I noticed when disassembling it, is the way the firing pin goes through it. It's 90 degrees different from what you'd see on your standard AR. However, function seems to be just fine. And here's our firing pin. You can see it is much larger than what you'd see on your standard 5.56 firing pin, and has a little extra piece there. That way it prevents it from being swapped accidentally between a 5.56 and vice versa, so you can't interchange them at all. When you disassemble the bolt, one thing you'll notice right there is that there is double O-rings, again adding to the extraction tension, so that way, like I was mentioning earlier, it chucks those empty cases out of there and they go flying. So definitely positive extraction and ejection on this rifle. I think I missed a couple things so far, but just a couple. First off, the unloaded weight of the rifle comes in at 7.2 pounds unloaded. Additionally, there are 3 different models in the works. They're going to be priced anywhere from, this is MSRP now, not store price, MSRP from $1,400 to $1,800 range, at least as of 2014 when this video and this rifle is being released. And it does have M4 style feed ramps for reliability. I know some folks would be kind of focused on that if I didn't mention it. So I think that's pretty much it. But right now, as I mentioned earlier in the video, throughout testing, it's been 100% reliable with any kind of ammo I tried through it, including Wolf hollow points. So certainly cannot complain at all about the reliability. The accuracy is very good for what you guys saw there as well. Certainly 7.62 by 3.9, not the most inherently accurate round, but it does just fine. I'd imagine if you put that Geissy trigger on there, that model that's coming out, would probably be able to tighten those groups up even a little bit more. But it's got the long rail on top, so you can add any kind of optics on there that you want, any kind of accessories. So, I mean, the rifle's got a lot to offer, and I think it's going to be pretty popular out there in the market. If you guys have any questions about this rifle or anything else to talk about here on the channel, you can always post below in the comments section. You can also post over at my Facebook page as always. But I hope you guys enjoyed the review. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and I hope to see you in the next video.